What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civ 5 World Cup. Today we've got Group C, we've got Australia, Denmark, France, and representing Peru, we've got the Incans, because they're pretty close again, so hopefully everyone will be okay with that. So yeah, that's who we've got. 4 Civs. Obviously, there will be spoiler alert quickly right now. If you haven't seen Groups A and B, go check them out so you don't find out the winner, which I'll talk about in a second. So, you've been warned. Ready? 3, 2, 1. So, who will be joining... I've forgotten now. Persia representing Iran and Russia in the first semi-final. Let's find out. We've got a very different map. We've had pretty dry maps so far. This one's got a few sea tiles, lake tiles on it, I guess. And just an important thing to note, the thing that lets me move my units has disappeared. I have no idea how that has happened, and God, I don't know. But we'll see how that impacts the Brazil series. But yeah, I might need to learn a heck of a lot of hotkeys, because it's gone. Hopefully it pops back up at some point. But yeah, we have a pretty balanced spawn today. I spawned down in this corner since there's a bit of space here, but the mountains might balance that out a little bit. France are quite isolated, and straight away we have the Incans settling over here. Denmark heading north. Australia yet to grab anything. France have now settled just to their east, or southeast. So let's see, but this could be a very interesting game, I think. Denmark... I don't know who I think is going to win. I think this is definitely the toughest one to choose so far. Although, saying that, the last one was obviously tough to choose because the Civ I thought would die won. But, you know, anything's possible. Let's see how it goes. Obviously, it's the same rules as the other groups. Who will be joining Russia and Persia in the first semi-final? And obviously, the next episode will be Group D, which will consist of, okay, France already off to a slow start. Denmark and the Incans making the fastest start. Tomorrow will be Argentina, Iceland, Nigeria, and Croatia in Group D. An interesting one, that, as well. And once that's been, or the next video, I don't know if it's tomorrow, whenever it is, yeah, that will be the one that, by that point, we will then know all 4 of our semi-finalists, and that's going to help Australia catch the Incans and Danish on tech. They get the Great Library. France could have done with getting that. They are struggling up in that top corner, it seems, of the map. They do have another settler. Luckily, they are separated. These 3 are already bordering each other, practically. The Incans did just get the Terracotta Army, so that's going to help them out a bit. And you have France actually settling towards the Incans, so still lots of space, though, towards the southeast corner of the map. World's busiest. Denmark leading the way. France all the way down here. Australia not doing too well either. Denmark and the Incans leading so far. Oh, Australia have settled over here. Now, of course, Australia are going to struggle to build units early on because their cities are puppets. Although I think they might be able to build in their puppets. I'm not really sure how it works. Denmark versus the Incans. That was quick. And France did something as well. But they built a wonder. But yeah, that's a big start to this. Denmark going after the Incans. Australia have very few units. I would be worried for them right now. And the Inca and Australia grabbing some wonders. That's going to give Australia a couple of workers, which might help. While the... Okay, Inca and Denmark have peaced out for now. I don't think we've seen any peace. Actually, we did see one, I think, in Group A, but it didn't last too long. So how France? France still with 3 cities. The Incans still on 2. The Danish on 2. Australia have 3. And Denmark completing Chichen Itza. And that's a big win for the Incans there, potentially. The Great Wall on quite a mountainous map as well. It's going to be tough for someone to crack that now and get in there. But 2 teams, if 2 Civs were to team up, try and take them on, they could. The Incans are about to settle over here. And the Incans have now declared war on Australia as the Danish also forward settle other parts of Australia. This could be bad for Australia, and France need to make sure they do not get hemmed into the corner. It's usually been the Civs that take control of the middle of the map that we've seen do well so far. Denmark, yeah, now joining in, so Australia going to be destroyed here. And France need to do something quickly. I'd recommend France going after the Incans. They have the units if they get them over here. And obviously, because if not, Denmark and the Incans should divide up Australia. I could see that happening. And then they're going to both gain a lot of strength, and that's going to leave the French almost trapped in the corner. Sydney's about to fall, and I think the Danish are actually going to sneak in. It was mostly the hard work of the Incan composite bowmen, but the Danish grabbing Sydney, and that could be a big, big start for Denmark. It's all on... Okay, yeah, but there's France v the Incans. Maybe this makes things interesting. The Incans might be the next to fall as we hit turn 64. Yeah, the Danish very close. There's a race on, though. There's an Incan horseman there. And the Incans did grab Melbourne, so it's still close. Australia down to 1 city, sadly. Looks like they will be coming last here, but France may actually... Yeah, France are about to take this Incan city, which will give them pretty much control of the east of the map. So that's interesting. And the Incans and the Danish, this could be good for France. Maybe they're going to have a comeback. They've peaced out with the Incans. They rebuild their army now. Maybe a Danish-Incan war would suit them. And that's the Danish finishing off Australia. Here we go. 3 civs. And I still couldn't tell you which one's going to win. I think the Incans are the least likely. But it'll be interesting. Denmark now have berserkers, which is a huge advantage for them. For now, but obviously if France can stay alive long enough to get musketeers, they can get back into it. Inca have passed their unique unit, I'm afraid, so their golden age is past as such. But let's see how much France can rebuild here, and it looks like France might be about to try something. Denmark are pretty well protected by these mountains, which is going to help them. World's busiest people, it's now the Incans and the French leading production, Denmark falling behind. Interesting. Still no idea. It's not been as clear cut maybe as the last 2 groups as who will be joining our current 2 semi-finalists. The Incans getting Notre Dame. France got something else. Couldn't quite see it in time. We've got a spy, so someone's in the Renaissance era. We'll see when France start to have a good game in particular. But no wars between these 3. Interesting. I think they're all equally strength. It's going to take some time. I'm sure something will break out, or we'll see a team war at some point. But yeah, let's see. This is interesting. And there we go. The Danish going after the Incans. And I imagine... Oh, World's Congress kicks in. Let's just put the World's Fair first. There we go. Do that again. I think we should probably see France join in on this once if Denmark have some success. Although it looks like Sydney's actually... Okay, France has decided to declare war on Denmark. That is a change. And it looks like the Incans... Yeah, the Incans have taken Sydney. Maybe Denmark have bitten off more than they can chew here. This could be interesting. Are they going to flip it on its head? This would be amazing. I thought Denmark were probably the favourite here. Once Australia fell. Interesting. Napoleon with the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Paris is at 20 population. That is by far the biggest city out there. World's most wonders. Denmark have the least. Interesting. Another wonder there for France. I mean, France aren't really having much luck. The mountains are going to make it difficult, but they get the Oracle. Free social policy there. That will help. Let's see if the Incans can push here. The mountains are going to make this game. Give it a different dynamic. It's already interesting, because obviously the last 2 maps have been very dryland maps. We've started to see some sea tiles. We may see some more sea-heavy maps in the future as well, which may make the groups very interesting. Coastal cities haven't really had to play a part just yet. France do now have musketeers. But let's see how this goes. If France and the Inca go to war with each other now, this could fall apart quite easily. We just hit turn 100. At the moment, it's still hard to tell. I think the Danish chances are slimming, but they still seem to be ahead of the Incans. And France settling another city. Maybe France just keeps settling. They can get a bit stronger. The Incans do now peace out with Denmark again. Still, it's very close, especially between the Incans and the French. The French are still going after Denmark. Not sure they have too much luck here. I think they need to try and take Cusco. Luckily for the French, they can probably take Cusco if they put all their effort in. Shouldn't be too difficult for them. If it's wide, you know, it's not as geographically as hard. Denmark do grab a wonder, so they're still kicking. Banning of silver from France there. Interesting choice. This next war could be really important. The World's Fair passed. Okay, I'm going to embargo. No, not embargo. Wait, no, I was going to see if Australia was still on there. Let's just ban a luxury, shut my eyes and do it random. There we go. And the Incans declaring the war on the front. Well, now France is at war with both the other civs. That could be an issue if they don't do too well here. But let's see. Let's see. I think the French will be okay. World's Fair update. Let's see who wins that. That could be quite beneficial for the winner. France seems to be being pushed back a little here, but it's still a very, very close game. The closest so far. It's definitely not obvious yet who is going to be going through from this group, except it's not going to be Australia. Of course, there's that. Sistine Chapel for France. It's close. Denmark seems to be making some progress down here to the south. They seem to have found a way through. France does get the World's Fair though. That's going to give them quite a few nice benefits. France piecing out with the Incans. It looks like this game is going to go into the later eras. We saw some great war bombers from Group A, but that was just in sort of Russia trying to get into the corner of the map where they were having some difficulty removing Egypt. It wasn't particularly Egypt weren't fighting back on the same level. This game, I think we have 3 much stronger civs all trying to win in the later era, which is cool. We've got cannons for France and the Incans. It doesn't look like the Danish have quite got there just yet, and France with another wonder. They are picking up so many of those wonders, which is going to suit them. That's their playstyle. Of course, it is. I think it's supposed to be on domination only, but I may have actually left it off for this one. Let me just check. Actually, yeah, all the victory types are on. That's oops. The Incans v Denmark. We're still going till there's only one left. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that may be why they're not killing each other so quickly. Aggressive and expansive is on, so there's, you know, I could still expect it. And the Danish are fighting the Incans again. I see. Choose host. There you go. Denmark goes into the industrial era. Yeah, Denmark still. Okay, so now Denmark's at war with everyone. It's sort of flipping around who's at war with everyone. It went from the Incans to the French to the Danish. Seems like the Incans have the most land on the map, but France are also pretty big. The Danish are definitely the smallest. Maybe they're going to take Melbourne here. They tried so hard when it was Australia's, and they just lost out on it. Make a proposal. No. Already. There we go, that one. Oh, okay, Denmark and the Incans piecing out again. Interesting. Turn 135. We are on quick, if you're wondering how they're getting up the tech tree so quickly. We are on the quick game speed, so production, researching everything. It's going to be nice and quick for the AI. But at the moment, we're just in this period where they're all sort of in a stalemate. And I think the mountains are playing a big part in that. See, every map is just randomized. We're using the first one we get, and the Incans declaring war on France now. So now it's France's turn again to fight off everyone, and the Incans may have some more success here. That is a big army towards the top of the map, heading towards the city of Lyon. That would be interesting. The Danish are still making progress towards the city of Mathieu, but it's not going great. But yeah, let's see how this goes. It's going to take some time. France do have plenty of units built up. World's Most Wonders, still French. They're pushing towards my giant death robot, and I hope it's okay there. If not, I'll put a nuclear. Actually, yeah, if the French tiles keep growing at this rate, that might be an issue. But it will get pushed around the map. They can't kill it. As far as I'm aware, that would be bad if they did. Germany, Denmark going order. Still, no cities have fallen. Interesting. Okay, delegates, there we go. I'm going to need to pick one. Who's this? Who's gone? Autocracy for the Incas. They've gone a different way. And proposal. There we go. Repeal that. Wow, this is definitely... We still have no idea who it's going to be. We have riflemen for the Incans and the French, but not for the Danish. The French and the Danish have finally pieced out. And maybe if Denmark was to go after the Inca now, maybe the Incans would fall. But I'm not sure. I wouldn't anticipate it just yet. Still very, very tense here. Surely someone's going to have some luck at some point. I feel like Denmark is gradually falling behind, and that's going to lead to someone taking them out. Probably the Incans, and then that's going to give them the strength to go on and beat France. Feel like that's the way we're heading with this one, but I'm not 100% certain yet. They're still trying their hardest here, and Denmark has now declared war. Yeah, the Incans could be overstretched here, but I think they'll be okay. If the Danish go at it with everything, though, you never know. Anything's possible, we'll see. And France is again pieced out with the Incans, which probably saves the Incans here, and now puts all the conflict over here. Gives France some time to rebuild. Paris now at 29 population. It's impressive. The Incans definitely have the least room for their borders to continue growing, and France much later for getting their ideology. I'll imagine they went freedom, but I have no idea what they went for. France into the modern era. That's impressive. And heavy conflict going on here, which allows France... Okay, France now have planes, just like that. So that changes things. Planes are big, especially if Denmark doesn't have them. That could really hurt them. Even the Incans don't have them right now. See, France won't be using them straight away, but once they declare a war, that could be a big advantage. And yep, France versus Denmark. This may actually end up helping the Incans more than the French, because if France start bombing their cities, that's not going to be... That's just going to help... Yeah, that's just going to help the Incans take them. The French won't be able to get over here. Obviously, the French can't do anything till they get sight, and the Incans have now peaced out with the Danish. So we're back, not quite at peace. But let's see if the French do make progress here. So the Danish have another unique unit up. They have the Norwegian ski infantry. I completely forgot about those. The Inca just entered the modern era. That's interesting. They have Great War infantry, so they didn't go down the plain route that the French went down, which I think is going to give France a huge advantage. Just destroying Danish units here, chipping away at their numbers for the very least. No planes yet for the Incans, and the Danish aren't quite there, I don't think, either. And the Incans going after France. That is a brave war, Inca, because those planes are going to cause you some issues. Let's see how this okay, but there is a huge Incan army. This is going to be massive. This might be it. Turn 177. Are we going to see the beginning of the end for one of the civs? It's definitely been the tightest game. It's still definitely open for anyone. Denmark might need a bit of luck, but France and the Incans, it's definitely both up for them to go and grab it. I've seen the western part of the Incan Empire is pretty empty. If the Danish were to surprise attack, it could be effective, but it doesn't look like it's going that way for them. France now covering almost half the map, so I think they're probably the biggest in land terms. Is my giant death robot still okay? You can just see it down there. There is running out of space. That might be an issue. I wasn't planning on this. I don't even know how I can save it. I'll probably have to... I have no idea. I'll give myself a settler in the corner and settle, but then I'll... Well, yeah, okay. Ooh, Denmark do not have... Oh, wait. Yeah, Denmark have planes, but they're also finally, it seems, maybe about to lose a city. A city hasn't fallen for such a long time. So let's see. The city of... Yeah, I think that's France doing this bombing, because... Wait, Denmark do have one plane. The Incans don't have any planes. Maybe oil could be a problem here. I'm just repealing random things. So that's probably the fairest way of doing it. It's very close to falling, that city, but there's no melee units from either civ around to take it, and the French are still dealing with an Incan invasion, and the Danish units are pushing closer to France. But we're still definitely locked in a stalemate right now. I can't actually see what planes they are, which sucks. It's a shame. The Incans have now peaced out with France. This could be bad for the Danish. This could be the end, but it might not. I mean, we haven't seen a city fall for so long. Of course, once a victory, it might be my mistake for leaving all the victory types on, but as soon as the end of the game is reached, like someone does win for a cultural victory or whatever, I'll click keep going, and then I imagine after that they'll just start to focus on killing each other, because, you know, they've got nothing else to do at that point. But yeah, it might be my fault, this one. My apologies. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again, but it has made it... This has definitely been a bit more interesting, I feel. France completing Broadway. They have some great war infantry. We're going to see some better units soon, I imagine, from all the civs. The Incans now have a ton of planes. France grabbing the Eiffel Tower. Well, that's fitting. Yeah, this city is definitely... If the Incans declared war as a surprise, like, that city would definitely fall, even though France doing pretty much all the work in it. But it doesn't seem... Okay, make a proposal. I think if I just keep doing this, I think Buddhism is pretty... Actually, it's not really dominant. It's just the French are in control of the World Congress. In fact, the Incans and the Danish both following Catholicism. But let's see how this plays out right now. France still trying. There's a... Ooh, the Inca have artillery. That is a major step. But France just entered the atomic era. They do now also have artillery. And Napoleon just completed the Manhattan Project. Well, that changes things, doesn't it? Yeah, that city is so close to falling. If the Incans break into a war, the fall of Denmark could very quickly follow. But the Incans don't seem to be interested. They're not even at war with France right now either, so... We're literally just watching France v Denmark for the time being. World's most wonderful people. Apparently Napoleon's leading the way there. I mean, he has been building a heck of a lot of wonders. This is getting interesting. This is the furthest we've got down the tech tree so far in this World Cup for civs. And we're still no closer to figuring out who's going to win. We have gone past, I said turn 200 before would be a turn limit. Because I made the mistake this time, I don't think I'm going to do that. That's a bit unfair. And also I have no idea who I'd give the win to. It's so close. I don't have the info addicts on either. Like, there's nothing really to separate the Incans and the French. I mean, I could use demographics, but I'm sure you guys just want to see me keep going. I'm sure you don't mind. You love this kind of stuff. Oh, I have to make so many dang proposals. What is this? I'm just going to keep doing the same one. They can't do anything about it because France holds more votes than those two combined, and I'm abstaining. Surely France are going to take this soon. Can't believe... Okay, the Incans just entered the atomic era. Surely the Incans are going to get up to something soon. Surely. Are they just going to live in peace forever? And this is driving me nuts. How many delegations do we need? If only could disable the World Congress, wouldn't that be... You probably can, to be fair, but it is a big part of the game. It's just annoying to spectate with. France getting close. Okay, no, but still no. No hope. The Incans have decided, no, let's just be peaceful. They're probably all like trying to get the science victory and stuff. Oh, never mind, the Incans, there we go. That finally happened. They take the city that France have been trying to take for so long. And Copenhagen should fall pretty soon after. Yep, okay, this is it. This is it. France also have tanks, and I think France just declared war on the Incans at the same time. Just to screw things up a little bit more. Wait, no, I think France and Inca just have open borders to help kill off the Danish. That's nice of you guys. Yet the Inca have seized their opportunity. They're about to take Copenhagen as well. Wow, culture victory is imminent. Okay, that's fine. I just need to not get worried when the notification pops up. Denmark's capital has fallen. Cities we all like to visit. I imagine France are about to win a culture victory. That doesn't mean anything. It's a fight till the death. Copenhagen and Denmark is eliminated. And now it's just 2v2. The Incans controlling a little bit more of the map now. Quite a bit more. These two seem to be cooperating, which is an issue. But the Incans now have completed the Manhattan Project. I think... Okay, there we go. The Incans are going to go for it. Here it is. Who's going to win? Oh, Machu already falling. Quite a lot of health lost there. Oh, but the French retaliate pretty strong. I think the Incans should have it now because they've got this extra land. But they may not have it right now because they just fought a big war for it. Those cities aren't going to be paying rewards just yet. But we'll see. There's going to be a big battle and it's going to basically be who's going to win. But yeah, these frontline cities definitely taking hits. I don't think any nukes have been used. I'm trying to have a look. It doesn't seem like any nukes have been used. It's more likely they'll be used than usual because there's no like risk of hitting anybody else. So yeah, it looks like Lyon is about to fall to the French, to the Incans, sorry, in the north there. And that will destroy 3 French planes if it is to fall. Okay, now the French are coming back. They're defending it. But only just. And Napoleon completes the Apollo program. I think that culture victory may have been put to bed with the Incans growing in strength. It was probably France becoming influential over them, and now the Incans are so strong. They grabbed a lot of wonders of tourism and stuff. It's probably sort of reverted that. France do now take lose Lyon, but they take it back. But obviously that's going to hurt them. They're going to lose some units, and I think the longer it goes on, obviously Paris is in that far northeastern corner. It's going to be interesting. Lyon has fallen. France take it back once again. It's a start. They are actually running out of units, the Incans. The French have a little bit more, I would say. It's just, it keeps going each way. Very interesting stuff here. Well, let's see. They can't hold on to it, the France, but surely one of them is going to run out soon. And that's going to change things. Oh, yeah, it looks like the Incans are now focusing on Machu as well. And if they can take both of them, that might be too much of a stretch for the French AI to recover. And this time they have Machu. Looks like they're probably going to hold on to it as well. Yeah, they're going to hold on to Machu and Lyon this time and this might give them the turn they need to reinforce and hold on. Maybe not actually. They do lose Lyon again. But again, it's going to go straight back to the Incans this turn. Or not. And France has got the Great Firewall, which is going to prevent the tech stealing. Either way, the fall of Machu is big. Lyon, they're starting to wrap around Lyon as well, which means once they hold on to this, we may start to see a siege of Paris begin. And the Incans now have a turn to reinforce, but the Incan AI moves everything away as soon as they take the city. I don't really know what they're trying to achieve there. But let's see. Okay, and there we go. France just won, I believe, a culture victory. A diplomatic victory. That's not that hard when you're on your own in the game. With two civs left, but there you go. Keep going till there's one left, but I think it's pretty clear who the one left is going to be at this point. The Incans will win eventually now, so that is the Incans representing Peru, set to join Persia, who are obviously representing Iran, and Russia in the first semi-final. Not what you'd expect, definitely not unlikely to be what we see in the semi-finals of the real World Cup. And obviously the format doesn't quite work out there. I guess you say the quarterfinals, not the semi-finals, because France are doing everything, and France are actually, that's pretty smart. Standing army tax, I imagine France's army is a lot smaller, and having that obviously France can guarantee that's voted yes on because they are in control of the World Congress. That's going to help them quite a bit, but obviously the Incans probably don't care about money. We have seen the AI in AI only battles before. I don't think money is their biggest concern. Leon may actually fall again here. Problem is Troy, I think that's how you say that, that's probably not how you say it, is close. It's on the brink here, and that's another big French city. Paris, by the way, 36 population. Crazy, crazy stuff. But I'm afraid it's not going to last. Yeah, it looks like this city, the French are trying everything. They've completed the Louvre. Again, fitting. France is getting their wonders that they should be getting. That's nice of them. I'm surprised these Incan plains, there's a huge Incan army around the capital. I have no idea why they're not using it. But they definitely have the aerial advantage. They have the numbers, although 10 planes just disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't know how on earth that's possible. They're probably guided missiles. We're at that sort of era. Paris, oh no, Paris isn't down to 0 health. It just looked like it did because that banner came up. But it looks like the city of Troy is so close. Yeah, they're definitely going to keep it this time, I imagine. France have a city in this corner. How do they keep, where do they keep fighting? I swear France are just pulling units out of nowhere. I imagine, you know, they can probably build them in about 1 or 2 turns. In Paris, it is huge, and there we go. Troy has fallen. Let's see, this time, the mountains are still going to make this tough, but the Incans are pushing in. The siege of Paris has begun, and this does look like the damning end to the French's World Cup run. I'm afraid they did pretty well. It's been the most intense game so far, even if it was slightly my fault. We're going to get to the end result we were hoping for. 1 civ left. And that's what most people want in the regular AI-only battles, but obviously I don't have about 12 years to get there. Someone else just won a victory, domination victory, as the Inca take the French capital, and let's just watch this, as it sadly all comes crashing down. France do have 9 planes, and I don't think they have not used a nuclear weapon. They've been very nice, these civs. They may have put nuclear non-proliferation in, to be fair. I can't actually see what planes people have with this new interface that's driving me nuts now, and I need to fix, but I can't. For some reason, I think I need to reinstall Civ 5, and that would lose all my mods, which I'm using at the moment, so it's not the end of the world, but I might have to anyway. I don't think I'll lose my mods. It would just mean I have to re-download them all again. Maybe it will. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm sure you guys might know, but yeah, I'm probably gonna need to reinstall Civ 5, and even that might not fix it, which is really annoying. Let's see. France still clinging on. I think the Incans have sort of given up, to be fair. Which is weird. They haven't pieced out, as far as I'm aware. Maybe they have. Maybe I missed it. Are you at war? Oh, they're at peace now. That's right. Are you just going to keep them alive to trade with? Is that what this is? I think that might be what this is. That's probably because I did turn domination off. I mean, they have achieved it now. So I'm going to end it there, guys. Turn 286. Definitely the most exciting of the groups so far. I'll make sure domination only is on next time. My apologies, but hopefully you've enjoyed. The Incans representing Peru are your 3rd semi-finalists. We now know 3 of the 4 civs in that first semi-final. It will be Persia versus the Inca versus Russia, and there'll be 1 more from the next video. So hopefully I'll see you there. Be sure to leave a like and a comment down below if you've enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.